We love our classic Bioware role-playing games with their memorable characters, immersive worlds, and deep, involving single-player stories. So when it was announced that Bioware's new game, Anthem, was to be an online shared world action RPG, we were worried. Would those things we loved about Bioware games still be there? If not, would the things that Anthem was replacing them with compensate for the absence? What we'd seen of Anthem until recently had little to reassure us, but the game's showing at this year's E3 Games Convention has taken the edge off our concerns. Here are the things that made us stop worrying quite so hard about Anthem. Here at Outside Xbox, we love a good sci-fi yarn, and Anthem's overarching story sounds right up our street. Anthem takes place in a beautiful but somewhat trashed world that was left, quote, unfinished by the gods, unquote, which anyone who has ever tried and failed to assemble an IKEA chest of drawers will be fully able to empathise with. However, much like how I ditched the tiny IKEA tools that came with my chest of drawers, the so-called gods left behind their mysterious godly tools, which are associated with a force known as the Anthem of Creation, which can be used to create lands and beasts out of thin air. With the gods gone and the world left unfinished though, the Anthem couldn't be contained, reshaping the world in unpredictable ways, causing world-altering cataclysms and creating terrifying monsters. You play as something known as a freelancer, someone who is uniquely skilled to pilot a Javelin exosuit and take on their ancient rivals, the Dominion, who have found a way to weaponize the Anthem of Creation. Weaponizing an instrument of pure creation sounds like bad times, so it's up to you to stop them to save the free people of Tarsis, who, I'm sure, are lovely. Also, they have a bar. That's all the motivation we need. A critical ingredient of a good RPG is a fascinating, fleshed-out world, and Anthem's world has the makings of just such a place. It looks beautiful with lush vegetation, craggy cliffs, gloomy bioluminescent caves, and beautiful lakes for you to explore. Also, you can use your jetpack to take advantage of how the environments have plenty of what a game developer would call verticality and what we'll call up and downiness. Speaking of which, the underwater sections are as deep as the mountains are tall and offer different paths for those trying to keep a low profile when going about their freelancer business. The world of Anthem is also a persistent shared world that you experience together with the people you're playing alongside. So for example, when it's raining, you all see the rain, and when it's nighttime for everyone. Oh, and it's full of horrible monsters. Probably less full after you get involved, but still. That's the world when you're out on a mission, but when you finish those missions, you'll return to a base, and that's where you'll find the single-player Anthem experience we've been desperate to hear about. After all, online shared experiences are often so at odds with feeling immersed in a personal story, it feels basically essential that there be a single-player Anthem component in which we can get our role-playing on. So yes, it's here, in the single-player side of the game, where you'll turn in your missions for rewards, interact with non-player characters, and do the things that make a Bioware RPG a Bioware RPG, such as make choices, experience consequences, and, we sincerely hope, do a little romancing.
Freelancer.
Fraxley,
Listen. There's trouble. Big trouble.
what did you do?
I made a mistake.
Although Bioware is leading with the idea of Anthem as a 4-player cooperative game, you'll be able to play the whole thing on your own. The experience will be a bit more challenging, we're told, but for those who like to go solo, playing with other people will feel like a choice, not a requirement. This is definitely a plus for us, at least until we figure out how to fly those exosuits without embarrassing ourselves online. Please don't yell at us, Fireteam. At last year's E3, we got a look at the JAVELINS, the souped-up Iron Man suits worn by your freelancer. That's how Anthem got our attention, because who doesn't love an Iron Man suit? No one is who. But now, having had the 4 different suit variants laid out for us, Anthem has our interest. First up is the Ranger, a good all-round suit suitable for a wide range of tasks, but particularly designed for close-quarters single-target combat. Then there's the Colossus, a heavier, more specialized suit that deals in big weapons, drawing aggro, and hammering people from above with a ground pound. Next is the Interceptor, a suit that focuses on speed and precision that should suit those who like to keep their distance and make quick getaways. Finally, there's the Storm, a suit that focuses on elemental attacks and light armor. Described as the glass cannon of the group, it has some unusual tricks up its metal sleeve, such as the ability to cloak and teleport. You're not married to your choice of Javelin either. Bioware has stated that you are not your suit, and you can choose which one you want to use for each mission based on what you'll be doing and which ones your friends have chosen. Plus, you'll be able to customize your suit, not just in terms of gear and weapons, but also in terms of the color and look, which is good, because no way am I going out there in that neon green that seems to be the default for the Interceptor Javelin. Interceptor, I question your taste level. The zippy flight and airborne combat of the Javelin suits will define the action part of Anthem's action RPG, so here's hoping it feels as good as it looks. While we won't hear a word said against our beloved Mass Effects and Dragon Ages, what you saw in those game worlds was what you got. With the exception of DLC, their worlds didn't change or expand, which is something that Anthem is fixing to change. The whole premise of the game is a world that's always changing and reshaping itself, and you're going to see that manifested in your game in a way that adds new moments, unexpected events, or even whole new storylines. Or so Bioware claims.
Anyone, we're under attack. Anyone in the area, we're under attack.
As explained by the game's lead writer at E3, this gives the writers the opportunity to drop into the world dramatic events that change the game world for everyone. We've no idea yet what these will be, but the concept definitely has us intrigued, and we'd sooner be intrigued by Anthem than worried about it, so good news there. Finally, we have the fact that Anthem now has a definite actual release date, the 22nd of February, 2019.
So mark your calendars, everybody. Fire off your tweets.
We wouldn't have been surprised if they hadn't announced a date in anticipation of more delays, but having a concrete release date, and one that is only 8 months away, makes us think that the game is in good shape, and EA are confident about hitting that date. Sorry, it's just... we've been hurt before. Red Dead Redemption 2, I'm looking at you. So those are some of the reasons that we're feeling more optimistic about BioWare's Anthem. We won't fully relax until we see some romance options, this is true, but until then, what do you think of the game? Are you looking forward to it? Let us know in the comments below, and be sure to like and subscribe to Outside Xbox for loads more from E3 2018 all this week. Thanks for watching!